Radiant team ban.
I should have seen that one coming.
MVP's turn to ban.
Bat Rider!
MVP's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. My name is Eddie Pix. We should better get Drastical on the line right now. Andy, are you there?
I am indeed.
Awesome. Right, let me get the production value up on this. As you can see, let's explain, because some of you will be like, why are you putting an overlay over an overlay? Basically, obviously, because I'm restreaming this is delayed. So as you can hear, PA has been picked, but you can't see it until I do this magic. Whoa! There we go. Up-to-date drafts and footage of the LAN. I'm just amazing. I know, you don't have to tell me. But anyway, Andy, the draft has begun. We have MVP opening up with that PA and Vengeful Spirit. Do MVP just play... They play it in both roles, don't they? You can see either Ryzen doing the support PA, or they can play it in a core, can't they? They've got that flexibility.
Yeah, I think that the PA is definitely a comfort zone thing for them, and Venge being pretty much one of the only counters left in the pool against Bat Rider, besides maybe if you wanted to take an alternative, you could pick like a Night Stalker we saw the other day, or you could pick a Abaddon as well. Those heroes are both pretty good against it, but if you look at the bans, it's pretty hilarious because Shadow Demon, OD, and Oracle plus Whisper all save heroes. So they all have ways of getting rid of like Bat Rider initiations and whatnot, but last two in the pool, being Venge and Abba, looks like MVP are going to go the way of the Venge, whereas Vici just pick up their Kunkka. I think actually FI played pretty well last game, considering the circumstances. Yeah. It just, after a while, support Kunkka just doesn't really do the damage anymore, and you're really just looking to it for a couple of stuns, and they had a lot of other problems to boot, so I don't think that Kunkka was the reason why first game was so hard for them.
No, you'd say it was more down to what, letting them have Shadow Demon and the Tinker pick. I guess it kind of comes back to Tinker pick, really, doesn't it?
Tinker just did not work at all. He just got owned. I think Ents might need some chiropractic work for that last game, because that man tried so hard to carry his team and just couldn't do it.
I mean, do you think he might play Terrorblade again?
10 seconds remaining.
Against PA, it's kind of a weird matchup. It depends on if they think PA is going to be support or not. I think if Vici have done their research and they know that it can be either, that they kind of have to wait to pick their core, because they know MVP can change it up at the drop of a hat.
The MVP Warlock. Alrighty. Now,
I
mean, this is the great thing about MVP, isn't it? They can play Warlock as core or support, and they can play PA as core or support. I mean, what's the plan here? What do you think is most likely?
I think it's most likely PA core. I think it's most likely going to be QO. But again, it's something that's going to throw Vici off guard, because they now have to do guesswork and say, all right, what is the lesser two evils for us to play against? What heroes can we pick against, you know, the respective cores? And it's tough because Warlock is still another great hero against Bat, and you have this really, really good long-range stun that's just going to stop Lasso from being a nuisance. You can use it to interrupt Witch Doctor ulti as well. MVP go for a Void pick. This could also be a denial.
Could be as well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, picking it up in both sense. I mean, we saw Yang, you know, he was hitting the Chronos. It really was just the issue that the Shadow Demon was there every time to counter it. But yeah, it's just quite an exciting draw from MVP. That Void, Golem combo, and Vici Gaming. I mean, Witch Doctor's certainly a hero that seems to have fallen off. He is not the go-to support that he once was he?
I think it's because he doesn't really... He's hard to roam with unless you have really high kill potential mid-heroes. And he just doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot until you get levels. I think that's one of the biggest issues for me personally. Unless you're doing like that, the Maldict build where you do a lot of damage during the early game, he can't really contribute to ganks that much, in my opinion. Unless you get a really lucky paralyzing cask and, you know, get it bouncing between two heroes. That's like the dream situation, more or less. Yeah, we don't see him too much.
Well, that's coming out obviously here that we've seen Egypt obviously being the team that is kind of favouring him the most at the moment at this LAN. Vici game, you're going to be bringing it in, and Ursa. Is this just one of the heroes that can kind of man up against a PA, or what's the thought behind this?
I mean, I think they just wanted something that would be able to Roche. Because if you look at how last game went, neither team was really able to prioritize Roshan that much. It took quite a while, I think, for Roshan to actually be killed. So, in that sense, I think Vici just want to play the Radiant lane advantage and just try to get Roshan going as fast as they can, use that kind of advantage to snowball. Which is it's not a bad idea at all, actually. I quite like Ursa stage in the game. It's not really that great against PA in particular, evasion. Oh, if you ever get to a point where you have MKB and your item progression is on point, you do kind of just destroy here.
10 seconds remaining.
The big thing to note here, though, is they pick Ursa when they already have bat. So typically what EG do is they'll take Beastmaster and Ursa. You want one other hero that's going to guarantee a lockdown to make sure that the Ursa can actually hit the target that he wants to go on. And Batrider pretty much functions in that same sense, except instead of granting a lot of vision like Beastmaster does, the bat will just straight up hold the target to you. Whereas if you're playing with the Beast, you have to actually have a Blink Dagger still.
Final ban out for VG Gaming. MVP knock out the Tinker, just in case VG were going to think of trying it in that pick this time, a little bit more of a suitable position to pick in this draft. VG Gaming, I guess positions considered, they are what we're about. Abby's hero?
I think it's going to be, let's see, if we think it's QO Void, then that would mean...
No, okay, you're thinking a carry Void rather than offlane.
Or no, I meant QOPA, sorry.
QOPA, I was going to say.
I didn't mean Void.
Yeah.
Okay, the Alk pick. I like that a lot, actually. That's a really strong pick here. They do not have a lot of burst at all on the side of MVP. They're basically entirely relying on crits to be able to break through a hero with an insane amount of regen like an Alchemist. I guess you could also say the same thing about Urza, but their answer to this is just going to be the Naga. On paper, I actually like Vici's lineup more. I think that an Alchemist pretty much does what an Naga Siren does, it just does it faster, right? Because you get a lot more gold from getting the Greevil's Greed. You'll have your Armlet, your Radiance, your Manta Octarine up way before QO, unless they're able to pressure boost as hard as they did in game number 1. And unfortunately, Warlock support's not really that great at pressuring. Phantom Assassin support might be able to do a little bit, but we'll have to see. I think if Vici get an early game that they want, have Radiant, and also get Roshan, it's going to be real hard for MVP Phoenix to stop that. They have to buy a lot of time for this Naga Siren.
Alright, so you feel just Vici gaming of this game is going to be much more simpler for them to execute. Yeah,
I think this is their game.
5 seconds.
And what do you think about the way that MVP has chosen to pit the PA and the Warlock? Do you like that it is going to be that safe lane PA and it's not going to be the core Warlock today?
No, it's not safe lane PA. It's,
sorry.
Oh, it is. Sorry. I always forget Heavy plays core. I always look at him and I think core. My brain just can't get over the fact that he's playing a core. But I do think it's the right call, because I don't think there was another hero in the pool that would have allowed them to deal with the Alchemist. Because if the Naga gets to a certain stage, the Naga will still be able to outscale Alk. It's just going to take more time. And it also depends on how the MVP can actually execute these fights and how much they can delay. Because the Alk is clearly going to get like 6-slotted before the Naga. Like in pretty much 9 out of 10 games. It's just going to happen. So they need to be prepared for when that happens, and if they can stop Vici's, Roshan killing potential and their ability to just get picks as well with the bat. I think their lineup is much more well-rounded than what MVP currently has.
But I mean, as you said, if they're obviously going to have this window where the Out gets somewhere in terms of farm before the Naga does. But as it then goes on, does the Naga catch up and is more of a beast, or is Alk always available to stay at top? Okay, so the Naga eventually will be ahead, and
you can consider it like this, right? The Alchemist is a sprinter. He gets to the 6th slot instantly, and then you're like, oh god, he's so farmed. But, Naga's a marathon runner, and she'll keep getting the same amount of farm, and then eventually scale out of control, and will beat the Alk in the old way.
Well, of course, MVP want to contest. Ghost getting this rune at the start, trying to force him away. The cast coming through, though. Good bounces as well. Torrent onto Q, but Ghost, he's the one falling low, and he goes down. They'll lose him there. I'll see if they can get another. They'll get one in return. That will be, of course, first blood going the way of Dubu, taking down the Alchemist. And, of course, due to that, MVP will also decide to get both of the bounty runes. So both bounty runes and first blood. Very, very good bit of play for MVP, especially since they deny Ghost the chance of picking it up.
Yeah, he did skill spray, though, because they were fighting.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah,
it doesn't
didn't
hurt him
work,
as much. If you don't have spray on the first wave, it can be very annoying. He is missing all of his CS though, that's pretty bad. He only got 1 creep in the first wave, it's pretty unfortunate.
Up top, Yang trying to give it a bit of some against Dubu. He got a fair few stacks up, but the rest of the team coming to back him up. In fact, Ryzen, the Torrent, 2 stacks on him at the moment. He's going to fall fairly low. There'll be another Torrent in a second. No, looks like he'll be okay. Yang being forced back by Febby, but again, Yang just keeping a lot of these stacks up on the heroes of MVP. Dubu's still hanging around on the sidelines, nearly enough map from Missile again, and that might be the point to go in. See if they can get a bit of a kill. He's got his eyes on him from the side, and FY is coming in looking for him. And Dubu just, can't quite find the angle.
And this is one of the issues with the Warlock support. It's very hard to get kills with this thing. You really want to play a pretty early game with the Warlock. You want to try to get pulls out. You want to get, as much as you can in the first 10 minutes. Try to hit a quick 6. Because of that, Vici obviously are aware, and they're just sending another hero up here to constantly keep the supports in the same spot.
Well, I'm just going to go on FY here. Matching Missile. Not a fair bit, but it's not enough. And again, Yang just able to force MVP back, getting those napalm stacks up on them, and making it very hard for MVP to fully commit for a kill. Elsewhere, though, the other lanes, as you said at the start, Ghost suffering in CS and still continues to be that way. QO, a comfortable lead, 8 for 5 against Ghost, 4 for 1. And then down on the bottom left end, only 5 for 2 at the moment. So it looks like Velo has been able to do a little bit in terms of disrupting the Ursus farm. So we'll have to keep eyes on that. Back on the top lane, making another go, this time onto Yang. There'll be a Torrent. It's going to catch Dubu out. Yang out of mana though. And he's going to try to drive over Dubu, looking for the kill. Dubu getting low, he'll go down. Let's see if Febby can do anything. He's got 4 stacks on him, but the dagger will finish off Yang. FY with the Torrent catches Febby. Does he have quite enough damage? It doesn't look like he has, so he's got to run. Febby even might go for this one. He's got a blink drag. He's going to jump in. Febby looking for the kill on FY. He has to back off. Torrent, and it's actually going to catch Febby, but the heal from Ryzen will be enough to keep him alive. Yang's actually coming in. Can Yang clean this up? He's got the Firefly in a bit, but not quite soon enough to do it. So MVP will be fine. Febby gets salved up. But a very, very chaotic lane up on the top.
Yeah, there's something else that we need to take note of, though, is the fact that, QO is actually owning mid.
Yeah.
Like, he forced Ghost to kill himself in neutrals to get back to lane. Forced him to buy more regen. Like, everything about this lane is just going horribly for him ever since dying at the top rune and not being able to take use of the Greevil's Creed at level 1. That's kind of a bad sign. I mean, granted, Alk doesn't need an amazing laning phase, but if he does have one, he just gets to his items faster than he normally does, and you don't want QO to be able to hit his Radiance time, within like 5 minutes of Ghost hitting his. And the harder of a time he has, then the closer that's going to be.
Do you think we could expect any kind of rotations towards the mid as well? I mean, can either team kind of swing it heavily in their favor if they add a +1 to this matchup?
I think it's quite difficult actually for MVP to make any rotations, mainly because they had, Yang and FY in the off lane being a nuisance. They're also trying to secure the rune for the Alk. They realize how important that's going to be for Ghost to have his early game. But yeah, I think it's more like that VG would be the ones moving around.
And look, not on the side of Ghost there, as the bounty rune spawning at the bottom. QO able to grab that for himself on the Naga.
That's so unlucky, actually. Getting bounty runes on Alk in the early game is amazing. If you get like 2 or 3 of them, it's almost like 1,000 gold. It's an insane amount of money.
I've got a TP now down from FY. He's hit level 2. Looks like they are going to try and make a bit of a go on to Velo. Relatively low at the moment. So, obviously still not a point in the X mark, so it's a hard kill. And Velo playing it, how they say for the moment, 2 points at the time, so he should have a good chance of escaping. Let's see if they want to try and make it go anyway. TDC, put around, just kind of baiting Velo's attention. FY, now he comes in, a cast, there's the Xbox. Okay, he's just hit level 3, was soaking up the creep XP from behind the tree line, so they didn't expect FY to have that level, so just smart play from FY, and it allows them to catch the Void off guard.
That's really, really good, actually. But it's a nice rotation, too, coming in from MVP, recognizing that they sent another hero bottom, so now Dubu isn't really locked to top lane anymore. As long as that dual lane was there of Yang and FY, there was pretty much no way Dubu would be able to leave because the PA kind of needs the help. But as soon as that lane is gone, Dubu decides, alright, now it's time to make my presence be felt elsewhere.
On mid lane, Dubu could get a magic missile in. It would have been a kill, but Ghost just able to get himself out of range and sails himself back up. 3 for 2 at the moment. Still both hard carries getting a lot of farm. N 32 for 10. Febby 31 for 13.
Yeah, these lanes are pretty static, honestly. There's a lot of movement on the side of Vici, but it's more like we need to do ancient stacks, we need to secure the rune for the Alchemist as much as we can. If they can consistently get top rune, you know, maybe the Alch gets lucky and then gets a bounty. But this time around, he's not going to be there in time, and that could be a bounty rune that he pretty much just doesn't get. I actually think a bounty rune is more valuable for him than stacking a creep camp, because I'm pretty sure he gets the 5 times multiplier right now, so yeah, I think it's actually better to just get the rune and then stack the camp.
And he's certainly getting a bit more space there in the mid, as we can see. He's pretty much caught up to QO's CS. Yes, QO did head down, picks up her haste rune. See if we can get anything done with it. Dubu is going to come back towards the mid lane, but at the same time, Ghost has the backup of DDC if anything was to kick off. This, of course, leaves Yang on his own on the top lane, trying to look for the level 6 Ryzen. Bit of a wraparound. They are going to try and make a bit of a go onto Yang. See if they could do it. Hasn't quite got level 6, so no crits for Febby. One more dagger might just be enough damage, actually. It's close, not quite enough.
Does he not have a, he doesn't have an Orb of Venom or a Blightstone. Very actually uncommon to see a PA not have either of those items, as they're going to find DDC.
He tried to get himself the Ancients. Yeah, QO with the Riptide. Level 4, of course, at this point. Far too much burst for DDC to try and play around and get that denial. Yeah, as you said on the top lane, just forcing Yang back. They get the space to put in onto the tower. They're going to have Dubu move over as well, just in case TP comes through. As Yang does return to the lane. Comes to the tier 2. See if TP can find a wraparound here. He's going to want to try for this one, and here we have it. Starting dagger slow to set him. He needs to get the magic missile before he's over the tree line, or if they got the range, one more touch would do it. Hey, actually, he's already ticking down already. He should be dead, Yang. And he will go down. Dubu may pay with his life, though. End and DDC come in with a rotation. And they will find the Venge, but now playing up for the support. MVP will be happy with that trade indeed.
They also did force a rotation on end, like making MTP. I suppose FY can just soak bottom and try to hit the quick 6. Maybe End doesn't really care too much. The fact that he had a TP towards top is just going to make it a little bit more difficult to farm for the next few waves. But, you know, in the early game, it's pretty even. I mean, the Alch is pulling ahead a little bit in terms of net worth. You would expect that, just because he hasn't really been pressured a whole heck of a lot. But it's all about when Ghost hits his item timings. Like, you just want the armlet up, you want the radiance up as fast as humanly possible, and then you want to start doing your own form of the Naga Siren strat. As Velo actually finds a kill down here in the bottom lane with the help of Dubu.
We've had the Chrono as well, so yeah, indeed, FY just getting caught out by the magic missile and the follow-through bashes. Mid lane, QO looked to be in a bit of trouble as Yang came in, was trying for the lasso. QO simply songs his back, walks it off. Himself safe. Dubu is actually going to continue from that kill down bottom and move toward mid lane. Just going to get his sentry down, trying to disrupt some of the Alch's progression. As Ghost was here at level 8, and of course Armlet very close to being done. We'll see how he can keep his farm up now, how he can get involved with the fights as well. Interesting to see as well, and going for the Mask of Madness build on the Ursa this game. Not something that we see Ursus do all the time, and I don't think it's something that Arteezy does, is it?
No, I think he was one of the first ones who did that.
Okay.
I don't know if he's did it today, or when last time he played
it. Yeah, when he last played it.
He has done it in the past. Febby in a great time.
Absolutely everything being thrown down there onto Febby. Not enough Warlock heals in there to save the PA from that kind of beatdown. G. Taking the one off the back of that as well. Yang just forcing Ryzen to back up. At the same time though, MVP trying for a bit of a trade. Dubu and Velo going for the tower. TP in from Ghost. Dubu even questioning maybe sticking around for that one. Velo does have a Chronosphere, so Ghost has to be kind of careful. I mean, okay, Chemical Rage is going to be enough to stop Velo from trying for it. Not going to have enough damage to go for it.
Yeah, there's no way they kill him. And this is kind of already at a stage where the Alchemist has the one item that he needs to feel safe. And that's super important for him, because as soon as the Armlet and the Chemical Rage are online, you need to commit like 4 freaking heroes to take him down. And that's just too many resources for MVP to want to commit at this early stage.
Well, DDC's got to be a bit careful here. He is going to get pincered behind this tier 1, and indeed Febby's coming in to look for it. There's going to be a TP through from End, and immediately, yeah, Febby jumps out. Doesn't want to mess around with the Ursa. They do have 4 here, and they do still have that Chronosphere. If they look and find the opportunity, jumps in. There it is, perfect. Catches 2 out. Goes still on the outside of it, though, but they should be able to take DDC down. Can they get End as well? He gets the enrage off, runs to Dubu. Dubu's going to be taking out Velo. He might go down as well, gets the time walk off just in time. MVP have got to be careful. There's an X mark onto Febby. Febby in trouble as well. He's going to get brought back. Couple of swipes should do it. One more from End if he can get it ranged. There it is. PA to fall. And incredibly low, though. Has to be careful. With the Mask of Madness taking a lot of damage here. And Mansa rips Velo down. But QO will finally shut down the Fuzzy Wuzzy. QO could be in trouble himself. So the Song still on cooldown for 30 seconds. Nice fight with the Tidebringer. Bringing QO down fairly low. And he has the backup of Ryzen and Dubu. So MVP will get out at the end of it all, and does go down, but he did manage to get a fair bit done before, so taking down some big kills, getting the Void and the PA away from MVP.
And that was a man up there for men. A lot of people would have just walked away from that and just said, alright, I'm probably just gonna die. But getting a kill before he actually drops, I would still say that Vici are doing pretty well. Sure, QO, he's 2,400 gold towards his Radiance right now, but he's only 700 gold ahead of Ghost, and Alchemist is going to be able to recover that difference in no time at all. Suppose the other thing too, we haven't really talked a lot about in this game, is Yang. His blink timing is not really quite as fast as he would like. Might even go back for the bombs instead of going for the blink. We see a lot of Bat Riders actually do that. It's just it's a hard game for him because the heroes on his team actually just take so much of the map away. Yeah, it looks like it will actually be the drum build.
Yeah, I mean, is this a build that you kind of come into certain games knowing you're going to do? Is it normally a fallback if you feel that you can't get that quick timing on the blink, or is there definitely a method to just choosing over the blink dagger in certain situations?
I think a lot of bad players like it because the hero is already kind of tanky on his own. Like, he has 2.4 strength gain. You get really nice mobility from the drums, and if you get a lot of stacks with Napalm, it's a lot easier to spread Firefly during fights. Gonna see another pick here. Stilo actually gets caught out by Fly and the gang in the bottom lane. But yeah, I think drums are quite good.
At the same time, watching up top, because VG, they want to do something as well. Finds something bottom, but the guns are going to be dropped down. Yang falling very, very low. And man up, takes down Ryzen, now turns his attention towards Dubu, but the magic missile holds End back, and he doesn't care. He still chases down, takes the Vengeful down as well. Yang having a bit of trouble as the Golem coming in deep. It's looking for him. Yang looks like he'll be able to survive this for the time being, just juking out the Golem. Keeps himself away. Golem might be able to finish off the tower here. Get a nice bit of gold here for the side of MVP. They do have Febby coming in as well. And as Febby says, I want that, and he takes it. Febby gets the last touch. More gold into the pocket of the PA.
He's going for Battle Fury. I guess he is, right?
Looks like it, yeah.
Kinda
Ring of
has to
Health.
be.
And
Kind of a Ring of Health right now. It's not really getting the performance that you would want, I think, out of a PA. It's a really rough game, though, because you can't really go on Alp. You can't go on Ursa because of Enrage. There's not really a great target for you to jump during fights. I guess Witch Doctor is probably like the best one.
he went Vanguard.
Oh, he went Vanguard and MS.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess it just means that they want to play like a 4 Protect 1 where the PA is part of the 4 and then the 1 is QO. Just put everything in the Naga Siren and just hope that they're going to be able to carry the game.
Look at MVP here. They are deep. And, well, Vici's going to welcome them. I mean, Ryzen, he just gets left behind, and Vici Gaming took him down. And question is, can they find anything more? Yang moving in. He has the lasso off cooldown in 2 seconds. Could be perfect timing. He's trying to find for Dubu. Dubu holds back with a magic missile and still chasing. Has blink off cooldown in a few seconds. This could get painful for MVP. There'll be the swap. Trying to get himself out. The time walk as well from Velo. But now the cast bounces and jumps in. The chrono from Velo just being used to try and get himself out. Q with the song as well. It's just a bit of a disengage. But End chases down Dubu. They'll fish off the Vengeful Spirit. Yang, he's not done as well. He's still got the stone. He's going to look for a target. The dagger from Febby slowing him down. Xiamen maybe now starting to back. Ghost cooking up a concoction. Holding back the illusion. That is now going to be Ghost, of course. Radiance and Armlet complete. 15 minutes in. Very good timing for the out, especially considering how he was getting beat down at the start in the laning phase. But he has absolutely skyrocketed and recovered on this Alchemist at this stage, sitting at 9.5k gold, but nearly 2k ahead of QO's Naga.
Radiant's top
Yeah, this is a
tower
really
is
bad
under
sign for
attack.
MVP. Their next Chrono and Warlock Golem have to result in a big kill on a tower or something like that if they want to stay in the game. Because your Vanguard PA is not going to be bringing the damage, your Void is not going to be bringing the damage. You just cannot kill the cores right now on Vici. Similar feeling to what we had with M playing Parablade in game 1. Instead of it being only just this 1 hero, it's like 3 heroes that really can't die. So it's a bit troubling. I mean, End already have it playing the Mask of Madness. You can see how few want to play. So they're just going to smoke up. They know that they have the advantage.
MVP as well, they want to do something as well, but they could get caught out from behind. Who they're going to find first? Yang circling around QO. And they're jumping onto Ghost. He's the focus, the Golem. Dropped on EDC and FY. Dubu hits the manual miss, but Dubu, he's going to be able to live through this. Yang still looking for QO. So Vici Gaming, they've found one. They've found another double kill for End, and they may not be done yet. We can see a very awkward position for MVP to be caught in. Febby tries for the TPL. Oh, only just makes it. End though with the triple kill as he did find Dubu in the tree line. They'll take the Golem as well. And Vici Gaming are just getting so far ahead now at the stage of the game. As MVP just looking for fights with their ults, but it's just not going to plan.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, that's the problem with their lineup is they're actually forced to fight. If they don't fight, Vici are going to scale so much faster. Roshan's going to be on the table now as well for Vici. If they want to win, like if they do win the next team fight and they want to go for Roche, they can easily because they have Ursa.
Febby is actually going to jump in on this. Just toying with End. He needs a bit of backup. End's out. Nice crit. It's not going to be enough. End's fine. And indeed, yeah, the Diffusal Blade is going to be what's coming out next. MVP just need a lot of time, as you were saying at the start, if they can buy the space for QO to get to that point. But it's going to be hard, and certainly proving to be so as well, as we're seeing just at this stage of the game. Vici Gaming much more suited to taking these fights when MVP just doesn't hit the perf combo. I mean, by all means, if we see like what, a 3-man Chrono into a 3-man Golem, and you know MVP they can do it, but it's just not happening because Vici Gaming aren't giving them the chance.
Yeah, that's pretty much the problem. And I mean, Noah's net worth is just gonna keep climbing, you know. It seemed like almost 2 minutes ago they said he was 3k ahead, now he's almost 5.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get any better until he has a full inventory, and then he's gonna start giving Aghanim's to his teammates. Free Ags for your Ursa, free Ags for the Witch Doctor, free Ags for, you know, Bat and Kunkka. They all actually have pretty decent Aghanim's upgrades as well. So it's not like the Alchemist of old where he just falls off as soon as he gets 6 items. I mean, sure, his own effectiveness might not scale anymore, but he can make his team a lot stronger as well. And MVP are in a real bad spot right now. They need to rely heavily on QO's Naga to keep the lanes pushed out and to maintain control of the map. Because as soon as they lose it, Vici just are never going to let it go.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Top lane.
attack.
MVP coming in, Febby. He needs that Deso. I mean, maybe with the Deso, then, you know, we can start seeing Febby, you know, picking off some of the backliners on his own. But until then, as you said, with the Vanguard build, it's just very limited in what he can do in these fights. I mean, the slow, obviously, it's useful, but they really need more damage. As you said, as MVP just in a position where they're just unable to kill any of the cores. You know, End with the Enrage, Ghost with the Chemical Rage. But there's just no chance of fighting through that unless you're able to fight around it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I guess there will be some timing where MVP are going to be strong. It's just to be around ultimates, and that's like the way. I don't know, when I saw the draft, I really felt like Vici had a huge advantage, and I think it's just being showcased right now. They're just like, they're flexing their muscles on the map. They know that MVP, even with Golem and the Void ulti available, that they're still very, very scared about taking an engagement.
And more, just that's coming out for Vici Gaming that's going to make these fights even harder. FY with the armlet dump, and End now has that Diffusal Blade complete. So whoever they get a lock on, I mean, they've got so many kind of different ways of single target controlling someone. Ghost lands a concoction, End's chasing down someone with a Diffusal Blade, FY bringing someone back with the X mark, Yang hitting a lasso. They can just kill whoever they want in these fights. And it's very hard for MVP to do anything defensively. I mean, they've got what they have got the heal, they've got the sleep. I mean, in these fights, if we see QO being involved and getting off good sleep so they can disengage, that's great. But at the same time, you look at Vici Gaming's lineup, and They could just take the fight again in 30 seconds. Their cooldowns are not important, not nearly as important as that of MVPs. And well, Yang finding Velo here by the Ancients. And that's the thing, Vici Gaming could just fight whenever they want, and MVP can't.
And not only can they fight whenever they want, they can kill Roche whenever they want to, as long as End is alive. I mean, what are MVP gonna do without Chrono? Like, how do they fight this? I don't know, I think that MVP... I don't know the idea behind picking the Warlock per se. Like, I know they kind of consider it a counter to Batrider, and having other heroes like Nagasarn who do spread damage with Fatal Bonds can be pretty devastating. Like, I understand all that stuff, but it doesn't really feel like the hero has found a spot in the game, especially against something like Ursa. Ursa is probably one of the best heroes against Warlock Golems, because you just kill them in 1 second. You try to walk it in and it just gets blasted.
This could be an off if they can get it. They've only been spotted. Ghost. He's prepping for this. Boost to travel for 17 seconds. He's going to try and kill Dubu, and he's going to get away with it. And he's going to walk it off. They've dropped the golems and everything, and Bush just doesn't give a damn. Now they've got to get out MVP. They've got to get the hell out of here. Febby, he's not going to be that lucky though. He's Yang. That's a flame break. And when you do it like that, MVP coming round, finding one on their own, going for the golem drop, and it's just not enough. You can see just how desperate MVP are, and they just don't know what to do.
Their draft is just not really coming together, I think, the way they wanted it to. I think it all goes back to the dual offlane. Like, Vici understanding, it's like, okay, we pressure this lane, we keep the supports locked in one place for like the first couple of minutes, they're unleveled, not really accomplishing a lot. Like, for Ryzen, he's just throwing out an ultimate ray cannon. It doesn't really do anything at this point.
Illusion!
QO just, he needs to do an immense amount of carrying this game. A very, very tricky situation for the side of MVP to be forced into. And we can see if this works. Let's have a look at the, wow, look at that. Wow, player comparison on the screen at the moment. As we can see some flashes open. In fact, let's get rid of that because we're about to see something kick off. QO, he's been found out. Yang gets the lasso, bringing him back here. There's the Chrono. Does manage to catch 4-5 heroes, in fact, effectively. They can't. Where's the follow-up? It just isn't there. Golems are still on cooldown, so Vici Gaming, they're held back by a Chrono, but they just continue straight back after. Ryzen's down. Bevvy's going to be X-marked into the Torrent combo. They'll get another godlike streak now for End on the Ursa as he picks up a double kill. And, I mean, it is really getting to that point where MVP probably planning for Game 3 now.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be shocked to see them call GG soon. I mean, MVP are the kind of team that are probably not as likely to do that because they like to fight until the end. But this game is just so bad for them. They can't, like, there's no big power spike. Like, what item are MVP gonna get that's all of a sudden gonna make this situation okay? There's just not anything. I mean, even rapiers won't even help.
Well, here's the big push. Looking to take their axe. What can they do? No Chrono. Onto Golems. They got the Golems in 20 seconds. And they really need something spectacular here, especially with End having the Aegis. And Torrent is caught out. Velo. Time walks back. Bebby coming in with the dagger spam. And just popping the rage. Now they'll jump in. They will manage to take the Aegis out of the hands, but immediately Yang with the lasso. It's a 4-man drop there from Ryzen. DDC falling low. Febby trying to move in with the help of Velo. They'll take down the Witch Doctor. Now with the net onto Yang, but the Torrent, the bow coming through. In fact, the run, will it keep Yang alive? No, it doesn't. Velo time walks goes away. QO now with the song. Febby has been X-marked here. Can they actually get out of here? They're so low. QO to walk it off, but End jumps in. They'll get the Nagasarn, and MVP, they will buy back on QO. Febby being chased up by, oh, the Talon drop there. No, can I kill him? Right. Goodbye.
Oh, casual TP out.
Yeah, he's out.
I think he wanted the gem, that's why he dropped the Talon. Because Febby had the gem on him, and when he died, I think he wanted to pick it up in TP. That would have been like the next level, like, not necessarily BM, but kind of BM, kind of next level play.
Yeah, he was hoping for the gem, yeah. Well, End has stolen Febby's poor man's shield. And Febby certainly is a poor man at the moment. He's right down at the bottom of the board.
Dude, look at the net worth chart. Like this is what I'm talking about when I say the Alk is gonna hit his timing before the Naga. It's just this is why at TI no one was picking that hero or picking Naga into Alchemist because of this. It's just because you can't ever kill the freaking Alchemist if you don't have like really good synergy with your Chrono.
Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, MVP feels like they've got to hope that Vici Gaming comes in one by one. But Vici Gaming, I mean, they may have messed up in game one.
Oh, and I think you and I are gonna have to take over for Vici if they wanna win this game. I think that's what actually needs to happen.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
I need something spectacular here, MVP. And Vici Gaming. Yang coming across. Oh, he's actually gonna find the courier. Oh, where's your Antal now, QO? It's not there anymore, and smoke's gone as well. Courier down. It's Vici Gaming coming down mid. And I'm going to look for that second set of racks. What is the play from MVP? Febby still at a point. He still, of course, hasn't got that Desolator complete. I mean, we talked about whether they were going to play or draft support PA, and they've unintentionally done so this game. And it's not working out for Febby.
Yeah, it's painful. Very, very painful. But I think when they got to last pick, they already felt like they were so outdrafted that one of the only things that was going to be able to pull them back is like something similar to a Naga Siren, where the hero can just have so much influence on the map just on her own that it can kind of do it. And from that perspective, I totally understand why they did it, even though it's not an ideal pick against a matchup with an Alchemist. It's just because they were so outdrafted at that point that I don't know what they could have picked to make the city better. Maybe if they went full like DC and went Skywrath mid and just went for like the damage and just use Chronosphere and Gyarados to kill people all the time, but I don't think they're that kind of team.
25k net worth lead, nearly that 1k a minute. For all that's kind of the impassable point that games can get to. Let's see, VG Gaming, they're going to find QO here. He walks into the midst of it all. Yang brings him back with the lasso. Dubu, he's looking for a swap, but what would it do anyway? They're both down. QO out for 70 plus seconds. No buyback, because it's still on cooldown. Do have a Chrono, they do have the Rock Golem, so they'll maybe give it one last shot here, MVP. They're losing the mid-rex very fast. Maybe one final hurrah. Velo, he goes in. He can't quite find it. He'll get one in the Chrono, but he enrages up, and Velo's down. And that may just be the final straw. The Golem's drop, but immediately disappears. And GG is called. VG Gaming will be taking this to a game 3. And in a game where, I mean, both times, I mean, would you say that in both of the games that we've seen, the losses a fair bit down to the drafts?
I would say this game more so than game 1.
Yeah.
I felt when I saw that Naga Siren pick that was a panic, and that MVP felt like they were already at a huge disadvantage, which I would have agreed with.